What if I told you that the nightmare of World War II all started with one disastrous deal after World War I? A deal so harsh it pushed a country to the edge and unleashed a man who would change the world forever. Let's rewind to 1919. World War I had ended, but instead of peace, the Treaty of Versailles slammed Germany with crushing debt. $33 billion back then, that's around $270 billion today. Germany didn't just lose the war, they got stuck paying for it for almost a century, finally finishing in 2010. That wasn't just money, this was the lifeblood of a nation being drained. Prices skyrocketed. Imagine paying 200 billion marks for a loaf of bread. Yep, that actually happened. Money became worthless overnight. Amid this chaos, a man named Adolf Hitler rose up, a fiery speaker, a master manipulator. He promised to fix Germany's humiliation, blaming minorities and stirring up anger. People were desperate, and he was exactly what they wanted to hear. By 1933, Germany was a powder keg, 6 million unemployed, families starving, and Hitler, he grabbed power, promising to make Germany strong again. Ignoring the treaty, Hitler began rebuilding Germany's military. By 1938, he wasn't just talking, he was taking. Austria fell without a fight. Then the Sudeland in Czechoslovakia. Britain and France, well, they begged for peace and gave Hitler what he wanted, hoping he'd stop. Now, if you hadn't already guessed it, spoiler alert, he didn't. Next came the whole of Czechoslovakia, then Poland, and Hitler shocked the world by teaming up with Stalin, that very enemy he hated, to divide Poland between them. And on September the 1st, 1939, tanks rolled in and World War II exploded. The Polish army fought bravely, but were crushed in less than a week by Hitler's terrifying blitzkrieg lightning war strategy. Speed, surprise, and ruthless force. And get this, German soldiers were pumped full of crystal meth to keep going without rest. As Poland fell, the Soviets moved in from the east. Poland vanished, divided between two ruthless powers. Then lightning strikes again. Denmark and Norway fall within days. The Norwegian government flees to London. The war's not just coming, it's here. May 1940, Hitler's forces smashed through Belgium, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, and then France. The French had built a massive wall to stop this, but Hitler outsmarted them, sneaking through the Ardennes forest when no one expected. Suddenly, hundreds of thousands of Allied soldiers were trapped on the beaches of Dunkirk. It looked like the war was lost, but then something incredible happened. Ordinary civilians grabbed their boats and crossed the English Channel under fire to rescue over 330,000 soldiers in what became one of the greatest evacuations in history. Still, France fell. Italy jumped in, and by mid-1940, almost all of Western Europe was under Nazi control. Britain was alone, facing a terrifying future. The United States watched, but stayed out, still scared from the last war. But Britain's spirit, unbreakable. Then came one of the most intense battles in history, the Battle of Britain. Imagine the skies over southern England turned into a battlefield. The German Luftwaffe launched massive attacks, aiming to destroy Britain's Royal Air Force and pave the way for invasion. The Nazis bombed airfields, radar stations, and cities night after night. But Britain fought back. They had radar technology that could spot enemy planes miles away. They had pilots, the fearless few who took to the skies against impossible odds. And they had a nation refusing to give in. Hitler switched tactics and began bombing Britain's cities in what became known as the Blitz, trying to break the people's will. Instead, it steeled their resolve. Churchill's words echoed through the darkest days. "We shall never surrender." Meanwhile, across the ocean, the United States began supporting Britain with weapons and supplies, setting the stage for a global conflict. And behind the scenes, codebreakers were cracking Nazi secrets, helping the Allies plan their next moves. The Battle of Britain wasn't just planes and bombs, it was a battle for hope itself. Without Britain's courage, the world might look very different today. So that's the story. How a harsh peace treaty led to devastation, how one man's rise changed history, and how Britain stood tall when it mattered most. If you want to dive deeper into the twists, turns, and heroes of the epic saga, hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Also, tell me in the comments what you want to deep dive into for the next videos. Because, well, history's just got real, and we've only just got started. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.